Welcome to DFS Insights. I'm David Geislinger, and I'm joined by my cousin, David Grant Jr. The teams up on the block are the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Let's go ahead and head over. Start this breaking down this game, David. What do you think of this upcoming game?
Man, yeah, I'm definitely excited for this matchup. It has quite a bit of playoff implications. Um, the Bills definitely need to win here. This is a big game for them, and good news, they've already faced each other once. I know that was in Buffalo, but they definitely routed the Miami Dolphins the first time that they played. And, Miami's a little bit banged up right now. And, Josh Allen seems to be playing pretty well. And it's all about timing when your team's hitting at the right time. So the Bills seem to be, firing at the right time. And unfortunately, the Miami seems to be kind of going the other direction. So this will be real interesting for playoff seeding. So I'm excited. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's cold weather. They're not used to it down there in Miami. But yeah, no, you're right. Basically, Buffalo's in win and they're in scenario, and then also if they win, they take the number 2 seed, which is huge. That's basically home field up until the championship game there. However, they do still. If they do lose, there's still a possibility to get in a few different scenarios, like Steelers lose, Jaguars lose, and then a tie between the Colts and the Texans. But so there is option, but like we were talking about earlier, having that number 2 seed will come in because if Miami will basically, if they lose, they'll be playing Kansas City in like 9-degree weather, supposedly for the first round. So that doesn't seem ideal. But yeah, this should be a great matchup. I'm glad they kind of waited, I guess, to schedule these. So looking forward to watching this, and on top of that, creating these DFS lineups to try to win that 100K, because this it's going to be a pretty tough game to kind of judge. A few injuries and questions, concerns, and things like that. But let's head over and see what 3 players are you honing in on for this matchup.
Yeah, for this matchup, I mean, I just don't know how Josh Allen, 100%. This is his time to shine. He's been there. He's kind of been there, done that. He's been in the playoffs. He's gone deep. This is going to be Ty Tuivasa-Loa's first playoff game, I believe. So, it's the matchup there. Josh Allen all day. I mean, at one point I thought the Bills were like completely eliminated, and all of a sudden they come roaring back and have a chance to be a 2 seed. I mean, if you would have told me this 4 weeks ago, I probably would have laughed at you.
Yeah, they're going to be in. They'll be the one of the 3 only teams to come back. I think there was 2 other teams that come back with like 5 games left and win 3 of them, and basically become the number 2 seed.
Yeah, super wild. So Josh Allen, I mean, and again, knowing how he played the first, I believe he had the best game of the season for himself against Miami. So, Josh Allen number 1, number 2. I'm gonna have to go with Devon Achane. I'm kind of assuming Mostert's out, but even if Mostert isn't out, these 2 guys have been balling all year together. And if one's been kind of hurt, the other picks up the slack, vice versa. So even if Mostert does get some reps and he ends up playing, which I think he probably will, but if even, I'm going with Devon. Their run game, that 1-2 punch that they have there is amazing. I love watching it. So I got Josh Allen, I got Devon, and then for my third guy, I mean, it's tough. You know, Gabe Davis this year has just been one of those guys. He can get you like last game 3.1 fantasy points. He technically has 2 games with 0 fantasy points. 2 targets, no catches, 1 target, no catch against KC and Dallas. Um, but he does have, some that upside as well. And at 10-5, and if I think Buffalo is going to need to pull this out, you know, they're going to need Gabe Davis. I almost have more faith in Gabe Davis than I do Stephon Diggs at this point. I mean, Stephon has just been a shell and ghost of himself. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I'm going Josh Allen, Devon, the running back, and then Gabe Davis kind of is my top 3 guys. What are your thoughts on that?
Nice. Yeah, those all sound pretty nice. Be curious to see a lineup with all 3 of them in it and kind of how that salary pans out, because that would be kind of interesting to see. I definitely agree with those people. I have 3 different people that I'm going to hone in on. Well, obviously Josh Allen will be quite a bit, but since you talked about him, I'm going to go ahead and my first pick will be James Cook, running back for the Buffalo Bills. He had a few breakout games there. The last 2 out of basically 4 weeks kind of fell off these last 2 weeks, but versus Kansas City and Dallas, 20 plus fantasy points, and Miami just basically gave up a 20 bomb to Justice Hill of the Ravens. So looking at James Cook to kind of do that, the only thing I don't like about it is really he's kind of like RB2 behind Josh Allen, and like you mentioned before too. This is like I just hope Josh Allen doesn't think like he needs to do it by himself. I think that's where they were kind of getting into troubles in the beginning of the season, where dude needs to be, the game manager, take it into his hands, but also rely on his teammates at the same time. Second up, I'm going to lean on I'm a little 50-50 on it, but I'm going to go with Kincaid, tight end for Buffalo. It seems like he did kind of push out Knox of the number 1. My only concern with that is Knox is back and he is getting snaps, but it does look like Kincaid is still getting the targets of it, but it just worries me that Knox is also seeing some snap counts, so I don't want the passes, to go to Knox. But Kincaid, he's been, a steady target. Doesn't look like they did too well against the Chargers in any aspect. It seems like low for all around, but 7, 8, 6, 7. So he does get a fair amount of targets, and I see this game kind of being more of a shootout than anything. I think there will be points scored. Over/under is the highest, I believe, out of the whole Sunday slates. I'm sitting at about 48, so definitely points to gain there. And then I'm going to give one of my picks here to Miami, Cedric Wilson Jr. I know everybody's going to go Tyreek, and they're all for that. And I'll definitely have Tyreek in my lineup, but Waddle is questionable. I don't think he's going to play. It's a high ankle sprain, and usually people are out 3 to 6 weeks with high ankle sprains, and he literally just did it. I mean, he did play a little bit last game, but I'm thinking he might not be good to go. If he did, how I personally never had a high ankle sprain. I could just imagine if people are taking 4 to 6 weeks out, they're probably not, they're not comfortable. So running. So I'm going to think Wilson Jr. will probably pick up some target share from that. So I like the play here with Wilson Jr. So those are my three.
Okay.
Cook, James Cook, Cedric Wilson Jr., and then Dalton Kincaid. So what do you quickly think about that?
Yeah. I really like the picks, and actually, you have persuaded me to actually take out Gabe Davis. I was doing a little extra digging about Gabe Davis at the same time, and realizing over the last 2 to 4 weeks what Cook has been doing, and then like what you said, what Miami allowed Justice Hill to do. I just think that's been they just have been more of that run, control the ball, and be that type of offense versus that, throwing down the field to a Stephon Diggs, the airing it out type of game plan. And I don't see them falling behind large to Miami. I mean, Chubb just went out with them. I know I think that they've had a couple other, pretty big injuries, and their defense hasn't been all that great anyway, all year, at least not from what I've seen. So to be honest, I really like the James Cook. I think that's actually going to be a must play. Obviously, if I'm bumping up there from Davis, it's an extra like 2,500.
15.
At 15, and so I was looking down, and it kind of leaves me with, I like your. I couldn't even do the Wilson Jr. that you're speaking of. It kind of leaves me almost with no choice but to go Shakir, which again, I guess it would be. You do want to pair Josh Allen with some type of receiver just in case. And I mean, at least Shakir has more red zone targets than. Dude, the last time Gabe Davis got a red zone target was like 8 weeks ago. So like, and sorry, I didn't mean to go, back to my lineup, but it was that with some of the points you made, I don't want to be giving out bad lineups on my side. So yeah, great call on the Cook, and Allen. The Kincaid would be the only one I'm a little shaky on. I mean, like you said, it's really, he probably is, the tight end one, but if not, Knox. This could be a game that Knox just shows right back up. They're both solid tight ends, so it's kind of tough to pick between the two. But nonetheless, those are some great picks. So with that, we could transition to, I believe.
Yeah, we'll head over and we'll give everybody what they really want. Our lineups here. So these are our free lineups we're giving away. We've been pretty, at least consistently hitting the money. Typically double the money. Haven't hit any too large of ones yet, so hopefully these might be those winners. But just keep up with the games on Sunday, and that based on some results could change the lineups here and there. But with that, just let us know what you think of these lineups in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure please like and subscribe to the video too, and that helps us out to get put in front of more people here on YouTube. But I think both lineups are viable. I'm going to be entering them in both into the 100K to first, and hopefully hitting it.
Hey, same here. I'll be looking forward to one of ours hitting, and I'll gladly split the 100K with you, and we both get 50K.
Oh, sure.
And and celebrate.
Yeah, yeah, and with a little bit of bonus time here, just do a quick little prediction here. Who do you think's going to be that MVP, and who do you got winning this game and score?
Yeah, I mean, I I got Josh Allen as the MVP. You know, he he has to. He has to. This is arguably the biggest game of his life so far. He's got to show up. He's been inconsistent this year. He hasn't had the best, you know, numbers from a the passing standpoint. I mean, you can even look over the last couple games, even though they've been winning. 15 for 30 for 169 yards. I mean, you no touchdowns, an interception, and two fumbles. I mean, the only thing that saved him were the two rushing touchdowns. He's got, but again, he's on a streak, man. Since 11:26 against Philly, he rushed for two touchdowns, and he's rushed for two touchdowns in three games and two touchdowns. Two touchdowns in three games, and a touchdown in each of the others. So I see him getting it done one way or the other. If it came down to his arm, he's got one. He can get it out there. And I think as far as my, value pick, or I guess I'll save the value pick, the score, I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo taking this down. I think Miami's overrated now at this point, and I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo by 7.5, to be honest. So, the over/under is 48. They are favored by 2.5 points. I'd say Buffalo. I got Buffalo 20. 20, 24. Miami. I just don't know if I trust Buffalo's defense quite that much. I got Buffalo in a 34 to like 28 win, somewhere around there. So
Nice.
I got Buffalo winning.
Nice.
What about you? Who's your MVP? And how do you?
Yeah,
how do you
I
see the
think
score?
with my thing, I'm say Buffalo is going to win. So I think Josh Allen in that Buffalo win will take MVP. I mean, I can clearly see maybe James Cook if the running game, if they go all out with the running game, but I think Josh Allen's going to take that uh, put you on my back kind of approach. I mean, I hope it works out for him. But yeah, I think he has the potential here to be probably the MVP, which kind of sucks because he's probably going to be the most owned MVP. So you're going to have to switch up your lineups elsewhere to kind of be contrarian. But yeah, no, I definitely have the Bills winning, and I think I'm going to go probably similar to what but I'm going to go like 31 to. I think 31 to 21.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
So
that's fair. Yeah, that's a nice little 10-point win. And dude, imagine this. Josh Allen is more fantasy points. More. His salary is 17K and Tyreek at 16K. I
yeah,
don't think we've seen that all year,
yeah.
where
Well,
Tyreek is not the highest.
yeah,
I know he has I know he has a ankle injury and whatnot, but I mean, it his ankle / personal doesn't have an. I mean, news is already out that
yeah,
he doesn't have an injury designation. So I mean,
yeah.
I know,
And
but
I just have it. The Bills have won the last 9 out of 10 games. They destroyed them last time they played this year.
yeah, yeah,
And Miami, yeah, everybody's referencing they're good. They're good, but it's like the Cowboys. They're good when they should
yeah.
be good, and they're bad when they should be bad. So I mean, it is
I
what it
agree.
is. But yeah, that's our breakdown of this game. Please feel free, like I said, mentioned in the comments, Let us know what you think. Let us know your lineups if you want us to comment on them. Be more than happy to give some additional advice in the comments. We'll be posting. Also, keep your eye on the comments. We'll be posting any updates to injuries or any adjustments that in case one of these games happen and some breaking news happens where a player's sitting now or something. Definitely keep up with the comments. So that's hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and hope to see you in either future, obviously the playoffs, NFL playoff games, and or now we're doing NBA DFS single game content, and even after hours when the slate is at least intriguing enough to maybe not as injury prone as last one, but yeah.
I know, right? That was quite the one to start off with, but yeah, we should be releasing a lot more, shorter format and more single games. Covering a lot of the football playoffs as well as NBA. So, I'm excited for some of these good changes that we got coming forward. And again, it just means more free lineups to you guys out there. So good luck to everybody, and I hope we all make a bunch of money.